prepare their team for every situation that may arise. Ultimately, we're all going to find ourselves down 2 with the ball with only 6 seconds left to go. That's the time when we make a quick decision that will have a major effect on the success of our entire season. Our entire season will rest on that decision. Each one of us here today, we have our own playoffs. Playoffs for you aren't the playoffs for me, and vice versa. To the school board, it may be the news that the entire district is exemplary. Woo! To an administrator, there may be satisfaction that all teachers are hired and, as always, highly qualified. Yes. And to a teacher, it may be that moment after several attempts, little Johnny finally got it right. To the maintenance, the custodial staff, it may be the pride to see the shine on the hallway floor before the start of school, or the smile that comes after an entire campus is mowed, picked up, and ready for another day. You know, each July, the head custodian here at Champion, Cindy Baker, she prepares for her playoffs. The waxing of all the classrooms and the hallways. And because the high school athletic department never closes, her task is near impossible. Because no matter how many emails she sends us, no matter how many times she tells us and how far in advance, there's always some student, and yes, some coach, that always goes down a hallway they're not supposed to go down. And someone each year always comes and goes, Cindy won't let us in the building. Cindy won't let us come down the hall. And I look at him and go, like I'm going to say something to Cindy. I'm scared of Cindy. Petrified. And I look at him and I think, that's Cindy's playoffs. That's us getting ready for the regional championship. That's getting ready for the state tournament. That's Cindy playoffs. The ultimate goal of a school district is to understand and appreciate each other's playoffs. When we understand each other's playoffs, and we work together so that we all can win each other's playoff games. You know, I witnessed this firsthand growing up at an early age. My mother, Scotty Leach, taught second grade for over 30 years. She was known and respected, being organized, prepared, and having a disciplined classroom. She taught at Wheatley, she taught at Oak Grove. But her other love was cooking and entertainment. And Sunday afternoon after church, that was her playoff. More times than not, we had another family over, and the pastor had an open invitation. Well, this particular Sunday, on the way out of church, the pastor said, Scotty, we may be coming by if that's okay. Of course, he said, oh yeah, that'd be fine. And he said, you'll see us if you see us. Now what does that mean? That's what the pastor always said, you'll see it if you see us. And so Mother goes, that's a no. He says that all the time. Well, you know, Mother kind of took that as a no, and we got home, and so we're in the den playing bumper pool and watching either the Cowboys or NBA game of the day, or Ernest Ainsley save people, faith heal people. You know, the guy, y'all all had that guy, didn't you? In West Texas, you know, he'd go, baby, say baby. And they'd go, blah, 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 blah. See, they said baby, baby. Well, that was more entertainment than the NBA game of the week. And so we were either watching Ernest Ainsley or NBA game of the week or the Cowboys. Cowboys. And then all of a sudden, before she called us to the table, we hear this, "Oh my, Pastor Ed just drove up." Oh my. You know what that means? Down 2, with the ball, 6 seconds left in the game. She called a major timeout. So she got her basketball team together, my brother and I and Ricky Cargill, and here were the orders. Pastor Ed is here, and to make sure there's enough food for our guests, you kids fill up on bread, vegetables, and salad. No fried chicken. And of course, we listened. Again, bread, vegetables, salad. And so, you know, and if you don't eat chicken, you'll get pie. Well, I tell you what, that's a motivator. My mother made the best buttermilk pie. I mean, West Texas, buttermilk pie. That's how you get in. So we all sat down. Pastor Ed was there. And I don't remember a lot about the conversation. I do remember probably Mother asked, "What are we going to do with Crazy Carol doing this in the back of the church?" And I'm sure the pastor had a comment or two. And so that was his payment for coming to eat with us. He had to ask questions. Nothing was free. And so I remember we all sat down, everybody had a great meal, and of course the chicken came by, and us kids passed it on. We remember what the coach said. Well then, of course, the rolls come by, and we get served. That's what the coach said to do. So it had been a great, great meal. So Mother gets up and goes into the kitchen. And she walks up and she had just one pie. And she looks down at the kids and goes, "Only those that ate chicken get pie." She had to do what was best for the team, not what was best for us. So, you know, Mother made it work. The timeout worked. Pastor Ed left happy, and Mother's reputation as a great cook and host was still intact. She won her playoff game. And you can tell by looking at me, I eventually got pie. You know, as Dr. Kelly mentioned, today being Johnny's birthday and being here 35 years, this is our 25th year with Bernie ISD. We have seen many changes during that time. In 1986, we came here from Yorktown, Texas, and we only had 715 in the high school. The home side was the Vista side at Bernie ISD Stadium. And the outfield now at Greyhound Field, that's where home plate was. Johnny Woolner, before there was a maintenance staff, there was guys called coaches. And Johnny had the crew, and all the dugouts, the concrete was laid by the coaches. Now, when I include myself, that is very, very loose. That meant I volunteered to go get the coats for everybody. But then, of course, the flower shop now was in Hammy's. Wendy's had just moved to town, and we had only one elementary. Joan Ecker, who's our coach at North, was a starter on the volleyball and basketball team and star. And her brother, John, who's on our coaching staff at Champion, was our starting cornerback and starting infielder on the baseball team. And the school colors at Vernon Middle School North were blue and white. Well, you know, there's been a lot of changes during that time. We all in here remember many of them. The biggest changes, of course, I've witnessed in 25 years is the way we motivate our teachers, and our students. You know, when I was growing up, the way that you communicated someone to shut the door, you would go, "Hey, shut the door. What were you, raised in a barn?" Well, we were motivated by fear, and we knew, shut the door. If you didn't shut the door, there's consequences. And that motivation worked for that day and time. Well, then in the 80s, the sarcasm was dropped. But a request was still a request. But it would probably sound something like this. "Hey, shut the door." Okay. No thank you or congratulations for doing what you were expected to do. Then came the 90s. So I'm sitting, and if I would need someone to shut the door, I would say something like, "Would you please shut the door on your way out? Please." Well, then a little bit later, a couple of years later, our request to have the door shut would sound something like this: "Would you please shut the door on the way out?" And then we would get up out of our chairs, go open the doors, and thank them for shutting the door. And then shortly after that, we would want someone to shut the door, we'd say, "If you don't mind, and it will not hurt your self-esteem." And it will not be too demeaning. Would you please shut the door? And then we get up from our chair to go back and open the door that was shut and go, "Hey, Bobby, good job shutting the door." And now, where are we today? "Hey, Bobby, if you don't mind, and it will not hurt your self-esteem or be too demeaning when you walk out, will you please shut the door?" Then we pop up, open the door. "Hey, Johnny, hey, Bobby, good job shutting the door. I love how you shut the door." Then we go back, sit down. "Tweet, Bobby, good job." We text Bobby, "You were a great door shutter today." But ultimately, then we have to go on Facebook to all of our friends and say, "Bobby was amazing today at shutting the door." We've come a long way. And we have to continue to learn how to communicate and how to motivate. Some of my favorite door quotes are this: "Personality opens the door, but character keeps it open." Another one is, "There comes a time in a person's life when to get where he has to go, there are no doors, there are no windows. He has to walk through a wall." For many children in this community, you are the only example they see of good character and hard work. You are the only one left to go through that wall. Yes, it is very difficult, and only we understand. But this year, once again, we will do it because we